You can go over this slide. Okay. We already looked at what are the benefits of it, like faster development, quick development is the same thing, and then you have customizable, it is responsive, seamless user experience across different
got
browsers.
switched off.
Okay, already done that. Okay, then you
Got
have
switched off.
we are
I have
getting
started in
started.
here.
Then
Please try to make it on and give me.
yeah,
I'll take my
let's look
recording,
at a
whatever happens.
simple
Okay.
page
As of now, I'm doing in my
in
laptop. We'll see.
Bootstrap. Okay.
I don't know why. I have changed that plug also. Checked in my laptop. It's not happening. Please try to make it on. Okay. I want recording. Today, March 17th.
So, uh, what I have done here is I have designed a. So basically, we'll look at this once the page loads. But here I have designed a bootstrap page. Okay, let's say this is my website. Okay, and basically I have a header over here which says my site, and then I have some menu options. Okay, you can see that this is responsive. Okay, when I reduce the size, it kind of if
Recording
you
is
look
not
at the top
happening.
right
Please
corner,
switched off.
home, about,
I
contact
gave it
us.
to
So
recording.
this is what
Some battery problem.
Bootstrap
I
brings to the
told
table.
him
You
to
need
switch
not
on
write
today
additional
anyways.
code
Like
for
make it possible to
saying
switch
that
on.
this has to come to a hamburger menu. So this three lines is called hamburger menu in UI UX. So you can just write that
Screen.
uh,
Yes.
using this content section class, and then yeah, you basically define the CSS here. Okay, uh, it's a simple bootstrap page, and here we are using the bootstrap version 5.3.0, and in that CSS minimal
Control C.
CSS is style sheet. Okay, for the navigation bar we are using the this component, and
Settings.
we are designing the class over here. Then you have the this section. Okay, this header section where you are saying yeah, and this is a simple paragraph. Okay, you're using the p tag, the header tag, paragraph tag, and uh, href tag over here. Okay, to for the button. Okay, then you have the content section. In the content section you have two things: about us and our services. Okay, uh, similarly you have the header too. You're using the h2 size, and then you have the paragraph for it. uh, this is the first thing, and this is the second. Okay, then you have the footer tag, and this is the footer tag 2025 my site, all rights reserved. So that is what it is.
Not your
Okay,
voice. You are talking.
so this is what we are doing over here. Let's say okay, we have the application set up for the M service application, and then uh,
Oh my God.
let's say we are just doing a simple page. Okay, uh,
Barrel Topallo. They will not. We are in village and you are in city. You have to cross.
which
Abba.
we want to design like this. Okay, you have a header, you have an image, and you have some text. Okay, paragraph. uh,
To be you can.
So even if we take that example, let's try
We have
to.
that. For not for every person. We have like two or three points.
So basically here what I have
I'll check with my husband. No, no, 2 BHK.
header image. So here you can give the link
Let me check.
for any image. Okay. Uh,
Below. I'll check and let you know.
yeah. So let's say I have this image, right? Uh, okay. This is what the code looks like. You have this header. Okay. You're using the bootstrap component. Okay. This is the paragraph you are using the p tag over here. The important thing to look here is about this the bootstrap style sheets and what you are importing over here. Okay, this is important. Okay, the rest is mostly you can use these tags. Okay, these are all html tags only. Okay. uh, the thing is all these components will be arranged in responsive format when you apply this uh, bootstrap from framework. All right. Then you have the bootstrap container. So I'll give you a quick overview of bootstrap containers. So there are like containers are nothing but let's say you want to lay out the structure of your website. For that you require bootstrap containers. They provide padding and alignment to the content. Padding in the sense you like spacing from the top, left, right, bottom. Okay. That is called padding. And alignment, how you want that content to be aligned. You want that content to be left aligned, top aligned, bottom aligned with respect to the container. So what are the type of bootstrap containers? Fixed width container provides a responsive fixed width the container. The width changes at different breakpoints. Okay. uh, uh, yeah, so the container class and container fluid class, we use container class in my first bootstrap. Let's observe the page of desktop and a tablet viewport. So and this is a mobile viewport. Okay, notice that as the viewport width decreases, the mobile view width, the padding is removed and the container is now fixed to 100% of the current width. This is how container class of the bootstrap helps create fixed width containers. Okay.
The one we have for that that side also we have market.
Excuse me, I think that Soy tutor is telling something, but we are not able to listen.
Hello.
Yeah, we are not able to listen that Soy tutor is telling something, right?
You mean to say this here?
Now you were not telling anything, no? And this Soy tutor is seen talking. This side, one side, this
There
robot
is
talk.
nothing here. There is nothing here. There is
Okay.
nothing. This is just empty. Okay. Don't pay attention to this. This is just a slide. Okay. And I am explaining you the slide. There is no audio playing here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So basically here we have the associating container fluid class, and it creates a full width container at all viewport width. Okay. This is how you do it. Container fluid. You use the container fluid. Can you
I'm sorry
mute
to
yourself?
interrupt. No, no, there is a
Otherwise, we are unable
candidate
to
called
hear
Supriya, I
anything.
guess. So, Supriya, can you mute yourself? You're
Yes, yes.
actually
Okay.
distracting the class here.
Maybe it works on
Maybe we can
any
go
time
ahead
and
and mute her.
from Zoom, everything also.
Yeah, I don't have that access, Pranav. You
I
can.
have that. I have done that.
Someone is talking.
Okay. So yeah. uh, yeah, so we have the class and we are using the container fluid class to create a full width container at all viewport width. Bootstrap provides zero padding on all on sides of content for a full width container. Observe the difference in the padding for this page when container fluid class is used instead of container class. This is the desktop viewport. Okay. And this is the tablet viewport, and this is the mobile viewport. So if you can see that there is zero padding. Okay. For the text over here, there is no padding. Okay. uh, yeah, that's what the container flow will do. Okay. Then this is the demo of this. When the website is up and running, you can check it out. Then you have a quiz related to this bootstrap containers. There are four questions. Please take a look at this and complete the quiz assessment. Okay. These are pretty basic questions, and you should be able to do that once you have kind of done this course, like what class can help a developer in creating a fluid layout which can utilize 100% of the width. So container or container fluid, so you can choose the options. Okay. uh, then we go to the responsive images concept in bootstrap. So bootstrap makes images responsive using the dot img hyphen fluid class. This is the class which makes so images in bootstrap are made responsive by using the img fluid class. And yeah, so you use this, and if you want the max, you can define the max width. Let's say it's 100%. uh, and the height is automatic are applied to the image so that it scales with the parent element. Okay. uh, yeah. So there are different ways of creating a, let's say, okay. So here you have the India image, and this is the image responsive class, makes the image scale proportionally to the viewport size. Okay. So we looked at the basic responsive image. You can basically use the IMG fluid. It makes the image scale proportionally while maintaining the aspect ratio. You can apply maximum width, like we try to apply maximum width, and height will be auto adjust to maintain the aspect ratio. Responsive image, let's say inside a container, you have a container, in that you want to have a responsive image. The So basically you have the div class container, and in that you have the image src. Okay. The image resizes within the container while keeping its aspect ratio. Then you have rounded and circular image responsive images. Okay. You have a utility to do that, like on the img fluid class you can just say rounded. Okay. uh, or circular image. Okay. It adds rounded corners to the image. Even if you want to make the image circular, you can use dot rounded hyphen circle. Okay. uh, then you have images with alignment. Okay. For this purpose you have centered image, left aligned image, right aligned image, responsive centering. Okay. Responsive centering. Then you also have the concept of background image. You can use the .bg hyphen image uh, class in css to do this, and you can define the background image, background size, background position, and the height. Okay. uh, and in your html you can just use the class bg image, whatever you're defining, right? In css, whatever component you're building for the image, you can use that in your html. Okay. I think this is what this whole responsive thing talks about. Uh, then we will look at embedding content in a web page. So Bootstrap grid system is a responsive layout. Okay, let's say what are the basic Bootstrap uh, grid design? Basically, helps you create a responsive design using rows and columns. It's flexible, mobile first, and uses the 12 column structure. Okay, so understand Bootstrap grid system helps you create responsive layout using rows and columns. It is flexible, mobile first, and
Hmm.
uses a 12 column structure. Okay. Basic Bootstrap grid structure. It basically has a container. Okay, or a
Yeah.
container fluid wrapper wrapped for layout, row, column, uh, okay, and column breakpoint size. Okay. Yeah. So, what is a grid? Grid is a structure of rows and columns, and then you can have content. We discussed how Bootstrap helps in creating responsive images. Let's now try and understand the relevance of having a responsive layout in a web page. As we move to a responsive design where the screen resizes and reflows, controlling the hierarchy of elements, that is choreography, placement of content on the screen becomes one of the major challenges in front of the developers. Look at the screenshots below. Okay, phenomenal India. You have, let's say, the large, medium viewports. This is a small viewport. Okay, and this is how the content becomes. Notice that the web page content has been organized in four columns. In the larger viewport, the availability, the considerable viewport is nothing but the area which is uh, there on the screen, which is visible at one given point of time. Okay, that is called a viewport. Okay, viewport width ensures that the placement of content is ideal and the content is legible and readable. When the viewport width is reduced, elements hierarchy became disorganized and content became completely illegible and chaotic. Okay, this is because the layout has been fixed to four columns at all viewport widths. Okay, having a responsive layout hence becomes more important. So to ensure proper readability and legibility of content of all viewport widths. Okay. So like I told you, like it's a 12 column responsive grid for creating responsive layout. Okay, similar to grid in real world, Bootstrap grid contains rows and columns. Every row in Bootstrap grid spans the full width of its container. Every row can be further divided into a maximum of 12 equal sized columns, as shown below. Okay, these are the columns. This is the row width, and this is the container. The container is the overall thing, and this is the row width. Then you can have a maximum of 12 columns. The columns are placeholders where we can place our content. Okay, content can span a single column of a row, or if the content is large, then the content can span multiple columns, as shown in the below image. Okay. uh, Basically you have the row width 1 to 12, content 1, content 2, content 3, So in the first row we have 12 columns. In the second row we have 3 columns. In the third row we have 2 columns, and in the fourth row we have only 1 column. Okay. Uh, so let's see how it helps in creating. So let's see how we can create that. Here is our class. So the above screenshot is for a small device, hence we use column SM. So this is these are there are different types of responsive columns: column SM, column MD, column LG, column XL, column XSL. So column adjusts based on the screen width. Okay. So here we have so what does it mean column adjust based on the screen width? So columns will adjust, let's say how it works. It will have 3 columns on a medium screen, like a MD4 size of the screen, 2 columns on a small screen uh, in the viewport area. Third column hides on small screen. So that's how it works. Okay. uh, So here we have used column SM12, and we are saying align center, grid border gray, white background. So these are some of the properties which we are defining. Okay. And you can see here, uh, this is our grid which is defined. Okay.
Somewhere I heard that name. Shweta Ananta Narayan. Yesterday we both somewhere we heard that name. For this session, no, no. For Simply Learn, right? When was the last call? Anant Narayan. I have spelled out like 1 or 2 times. That I heard. You please check one session tracker also what to update. Okay, for today and tomorrow only I have updated these fields because I don't know like what we are going to launch or no. That's why I didn't updated it. What?
So use of the row class and use of the column
Correct.
class. Uh, this is the 1 column grid. Okay. So this is the entire class. You can
Ah,
see how the layout looks like. Okay. Now let's say we are designing a 2 column grid. So this is a 2 column grid. uh,
was showing the pg but very slow.
this is a 2 column grid, and here you have this is how it will look in a extra small viewport. Okay, this is a small viewport, and this is how the content will align in an extra small viewport. You can see that the content comes down on the next line. Okay. You can see we have used here the column SM6. Okay. So this is like you pass the size over here. Okay.
Mark Madhuri Gaikwad. Hmm? No, Madhuri Gaikwad. Sonam Somarajan is there, no? Mansa also is there. That's it.
So this is the code. You have the viewport designed like the size defined here, SM6, align center, and all this. This is the grid we are using.
Please give me your office. Lock.
So let's look at the three column grid. So these are the different stackings. Okay. So column access, if you use this on an extra small device, it kind of stacks the order. Okay. uh, Here it works. Okay.
Ah, sambar and rice actually. You? Ah, I I got anyways little rice, little sambar.
Let's look at the three column design. So for large medium viewport, you have created a three column design. The same thing in the extra small viewport come will be moving out to the bottom. Okay. Here you have kept all of this, and this is the column MD4. Okay, this is the class which you have used to create a large medium viewport. So let's look at the nested column grid. Okay. uh, this is the screenshot from a desktop view viewport. You have this is the first column. Okay. the India image and the description. Okay, then you have the second column. Okay, the second column, in that you have the nested second column, which is 2.1 Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Sikkim, nested third column. Okay, the second column is this thing. Okay, so how do you create nested grid architecture? What are the benefits of it? Okay, we have a two column grid having one column and column two with white background. Okay, that is your main grid. Like you have two columns, column one, column two, and then you have the column two itself has like nested columns. Okay, this is how the nested grid architecture looks like. You have the viewport width. Okay, and in that you have the web page. Okay, the web page, you have the container. Okay, and in the container you have the row. Okay, and then the in the row you have the content column 1 and content column 2. Okay, and in the content column 2 then you have a nested grid. Okay, uh, that is how the overall architecture of nested column works. Okay, you have the web page, you have the container, you have the row, you have the columns, and then you have the nested columns, nested grid or nested columns. Okay, nested grid allows to create a new grid, that is a child grid within any column of a parent grid. A column in bootstrap grid can contain child row appropriate placement of content, and when contents need to be aligned horizontally. Okay, so this is how you create a nested grid. To create a nested grid, we need to add new rows within the desired columns. As usual, this row will span the entire width of the parent column and can be further divided into 12 child columns.
I'll ask one
Let's create the
another
below
question.
screenshot for medium screen. Let's say this is the example. Okay, uh, so here you can see that first we have used the column SM4, and here we have created the uh, first column. Okay, and then we have created the next column. Okay, this is the second column. Okay, this is the first column, this is the second column, and this is so from line number 3 till this end of this div, right? This is your first column. Okay, and then this is the start of your second column, and in the second column you have created rows. Okay, and in that row you have different columns. Okay, you can see here one, two, three. Okay, so this is how you create a nested grid.
Under
So what was the architecture? If we revise the architecture says that you have the web page, inside that you have the container. Okay, container, and inside the container you have the row, and in the row you have the column. This is column 1, this is column 2, and inside the column 1 you can have a nested grid of rows. Okay, so row, this is the row again, and
and then
you see inside the row you have three columns,
we have potential.
column 1, column 2, column 3. That is how the nested column grid works. Okay, Yeah, you have the demo, and then
Open-minded people are separated.
Means it doesn't get so much value. It is
Valuable.
important,
It is important,
valuable.
valuable, but it's not getting
It
any
not getting the importance
importance.
it deserves.
What it deserves. What it deserves, it's not getting.
Correct.
yeah,
Such a
you
nice
can
quote.
run this demo locally or in any
Or under
Under X.
compiler, and you can see the output. Okay, this is a mixed grid layout. So basically, what this does is this is you have let's say uh, on a large viewpoint we get four column layout. On a small viewport we get two column layout. Okay, on a extra small we get one column layout. Okay, we have discussed earlier that defined for a particular breakpoint using bootstrap grid, the layout continues to breakpoint. Above that, for lower breakpoints, bootstrap automatically follows stack order. Okay, so in the above screenshots, we can observe that we are able to define different layouts for each and every breakpoint. This is because Bootstrap supports creation of mixed grid. Okay, with a mixed grid, one can mix layout configurations for different breakpoints, and the respective layouts will get rendered for respective breakpoints. Okay, thus mixed grid help us to create more powerful and dynamic layouts. Bootstrap hence changes web page layout intelligently on different viewports and width, and without changing the markup. So yeah, so here we have the column MD4. Uh,
Is there a check now on screen? Something early, I think. Be silent. For this only she asked us to pause. Hmm? Just 10, 15 minutes enough.
so
1 hour time we have.
so column offsets. So here you can see that the content is many times we get requirement to design unconventional layout as shown below. Basically, content is aligned to the extreme left and one is aligned to the extreme right. Notice the alignment of content here. To achieve this layout, we have to skip few grid columns so that the content get center aligned, right aligned. This is why we need column offsets. Okay. Column offset feature of Bootstrap Grid helps us to skip offset columns. This feature can be used for moving columns for achieving any layout specific requirements such as more left align left margin for content column, center align content, right align content, skipping few grid columns. Okay. So here we have, so let's say we want to offset four columns. Here we are using, like we are using the offset keyword and we are defining that in a large screen layout. We want to offset by four columns. Okay. uh, let's see what will be the effect of this. Now let's see how we can create the below screen. Here we have center. We need to center align the content from medium viewports and above. Okay, so what we need to do, column MD4, column MD offset 4. Okay, what are we doing for medium thing, right? What we are, the problem is medium viewports. We need to align the content from medium viewports and above. So we use column MD4, okay, and column MD offset 4. Text center.
Pranav, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
You will have another 10 to 15 minutes maximum.
yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll
We can continue in the next session as well.
we'll try to complete. We'll stop at a logical point. Okay? You have the use column offset and use column hyphen to define this. And this is the demo which does that. Here you can see that we are saying column MD offset 4 and column MD4. This is how we are offsetting it.
Coding.
Okay. So on a MD4 device and larger, you are getting the alignment like this. Okay, with this code. Let's say I want to do like less offset, right? I can see the difference here. Okay. So you can see the offset here is changed. Okay, like it is only two columns. Okay, in a medium device. If I make it more, it will uh, go like six. Okay. Yeah, you can see on a large device it will leave these many columns. Okay. If I want to, yeah, so text center and all that text. So that is about column offsetting. You also have the concept of column ordering. So look at this. So when a web page is viewed by the user would obviously prefer to see the most important information in the web page at the beginning of the page. Okay.
Vidit, sponsor sharing meeting. Why he was not talking? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Will have.
Pranav, we close another 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure.
can we continue this
Yeah.
session?
What I'll do is I'll just do a quick recap till this point, and we'll continue with this in the next session. Okay. Otherwise, there will be
Yeah,
a
if participants have any, they can
yeah,
please check.
yeah. If the participants have any questions, you can post them in the chat, and
Or you can unmute yourself as well.
Yeah, Prano, I can find only one question from the participants that Fuzzer is asking about
What is one compiler?
onecompiler.com.
one compiler.
Yeah, what is
Compiler.
onecompiler.com? So
Okay,
it's
basically it's a online compiler. Okay, online coding platform. Okay, that allows you to write, run, and test code. It runs on the web directly, but that is not used for active development. I just used it because there was some issue which was happening here, right? Okay, so this is just for testing purpose. While learning, you can use it, but you already have the tools and technologies in here uh, to use in the Infosys Springboard itself. You can also use the editor which you have been using for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript projects. I think it's Visual Studio Code, VS Code, I believe. So you can use VS Code to run this. This is just for explaining small snippets of code which I have used. Okay. I request you not to use the one compiler. You use the Visual Studio Code IDE, and in that you can have this. You can run and compile, check the HTML output and other things.
Yeah, are there any
If
more doubts from the
if there are
participants?
any questions, you can ask them at the start of the next session. We'll be happy to clarify or just post them here in the chat, or add a discussion on this page. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
some.
so the next
You can obviously check that out.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I
Prithvi.
think we'll have the next doubt sessions in the next session, which is on the 20th, which is Thursday. I request the participants to please log in by 10:45. Uh, Pranav, you'll be just highlighting on the previous, that is this session, and then continuing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the next session is on the 20th, which is on Thursday. Thanks to Pranav and Venugopal. And if you have any doubts, as mentioned, you can write to us. Um, you can write to Harshakti team and they can keep me posted. Or you can write to springboard-support at infosys.com and mention in the subject line saying it is Harshakti cohort 2 on Angular web development. I repeat once again, please mention in the subject line saying Harshakti cohort 2 Angular web development so that the questions can come to us and we can pass it to the educators. Varsha, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Prithvi?
Yeah. So the next session will be on the 20th,
Yeah,
this Thursday at 11.
right. Yeah.
Request you to please join 15 minutes early and go through the course material. If you have any doubts, you can please check with the educators in the next session.
Yes. Prithvi, will you please repeat the
We'll
subject
read.
line? Like Harshakti phase to Angular web development, right?
Harsh, I'll send it across to the team once again.
Yeah.
You can put it as cohort 2
Yeah.
Angular web development. For any doubts, you can write to springboard-support at infosys.com. Thanks once again, Pranav and Venugopal.
नहीं नहीं वो इधर पब्लिश करना
Looking forward
पड़ता
to
है
the next session, which is
उसके
on the
बाद अच्छा
20th.
दिखेगा If
Yes.
this allows
See you again on
Right.
Thursday, March
Pranav.
20th, right?
see for any title no हम एक बार
Thank you
उसको
so much for sharing, Prithvi.
Support at
Thank you,
Infosys.
Prithvi. Uh,
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks once again, everyone. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to end the session. Thank you.